Everyone, it's Chris Trondsen, Pacific Rim Video. We are here with the man of the hour, Mr. Gio. So we did an interview with him, and everybody was like asking more questions. So I'm excited to see you. Yeah. People had some questions. Well, first of all, we got to talk before we talk about questions. Welcome back to LA, man. How's it been? I mean, you guys were here, like living here for months, and you left. So is it nice to be able to just kind of hang out?
For me, it's awesome to come back to LA because I lived here for about 9 years. When I worked in the industry and I was touring, but this was my home base. You know, I left the East Coast and I moved here, and so whenever I come back, it's amazing for me because I get to see all my buddies, all my friends. A lot of them still working in the industry, so I love coming back because I don't get to see a lot of my close friends are here. And they're still working, and you know, I went back east to open the studio and be with I wanted to be back with my family because I'm really close to my family, my sisters, my brothers, my moms. I love them, so coming back here is always great because I see all my buds.
And what was the passion? Because I know, like we talked about, I mean, you've literally danced with some of the biggest names in the industry. No one can ever take that away from you. What was the transition to decide to open up a studio?
It was hard, because you know, I still get to do what I love. One of my biggest passions is teaching. You know, and I think people see that in the Boyz because I love those kids like they're my own. You know, and I don't, you know, they mean a lot to me, and I want to see them succeed, and I want to. You know, I love passing on my passion of dance to them, but it was hard because, you know, once a performer, always a performer, you know? But I love being on the other side of the camera now. I love being the creative, and I love watching these kids achieve their dreams. Seeing what these boys are doing and what they just did on Dance Crew alone, there's no way to describe to the fans or to anyone the sense of pride that I felt.
How has the studio been? I mean, I can imagine that you now have to have like security or something. That's what I've wondered when I see it. I'm like, do they have security now, or how do you deal with just the random?
It's hard. People show up. The cars pull up and they get out and they just take pictures of the sign. It's crazy. Like, you know, I'll be in there early in the day with my mom doing work, and we're doing like office work, and like people are pulling up and just taking pictures and knocking on the door. The boys here, and we're like, no, you know, they don't live here. You know, they just dance here. And just throughout the day, people show up, and from all over. They're coming from Chicago, Canada, Long Island. Like, they're coming from everywhere. It's crazy. And they stop by the studio to try and get a glimpse of the boys. If we're in rehearsal, I let the boys step out sometimes, you know, because I feel bad. They come so far, and they wait outside the studio sometimes for hours. So I let the boys go out and see them and say hello once in a while. But it's hard because it interrupts our work sometimes. But I want to make sure that the fans, we appreciate the fans. I do. Thank you. I mean, without them, it's like, you know, they've been so supportive of the boys, and, you know, we appreciate them. So.
And I know a big thing that was important for you is for the other boys, because, you know, a lot of these crews that go on the show, they have a lot more members. Are you happy to see? I see it, and everybody sees it now that they're starting to pick favorites that weren't even on the show. So does it make you feel good that other boys are getting to shine?
It means a lot to me that the other boys get attention, you know, because they deserve it. They were so supportive of the boys that went to LA and were on the show. It was one of the hardest decisions I ever had to make, to choose, especially kids, you know, but that's the business, you know. People have to understand that we can't always use everybody. You know, you're gonna have your top in certain things, and for me, they're all tops. I love all those kids, you know, and whenever I could give them all the opportunity to be here, to do things, I do. Like, kids are tweeting me now, why aren't all the boys there? And I'm like, it's just the situation. We can't afford to fly everybody all the time, or you know, some people just call up and all they want is the boys from the show. If the opportunity opens up, like with Little Mama was like, Gio, I want all the boys to dance. Oh, that's cool. You know, or at this event, I want all, like Monday for ESPN, it'll be all the boys. You know, if I can give them all the opportunity to do things, I do. But so the fans know, sometimes I don't have a choice. You know, I'm not because I'm trying to be mean, or it's just the way it's the business.